What's happening, champ? In today's video, you're going to learn the $35 shin splint treatment using hot and cold therapy to reduce shin pain. You're going to learn everything that you need, the step-by-step process, and as a bonus, we're going to cover where does shin pain originate, what causes shin pain, and how does the body remove inflammation using hot and cold therapy methods. The goal is to reduce or eliminate your shin pain so that you can get back to your Hector here, and that's right, we're going to talk about your comeback to running pain-free. Here's the spoiler. We're going to be using hot and cold baths, also known as contrast baths or hydrotherapy, to get you back into these bad boys to keep on running. If you're short on time and you want the solution right now, jump ahead in the video to the time listed up there so that you can find out all the materials that you need and the step-by-step process for the hot and cold therapy method. Are you going to stick around or are you going to... Otherwise, stick around so that you can find out some great information you can share with your running buddies if they're suffering from shin splints. Let's jump into the first of 3 topics. Where does shin pain originate? Let's talk about your shin. To start off with, you have 2 main muscles that's going to be causing your shin pain, either the tibialis anterior or the tibialis posterior. This hard bone right here at the front is your tibia, and this meaty muscle right here is your calf muscles. And right in the middle where your fingers sink in, that's where your tibialis posterior is located. So if you're having any kind of shin pain on the inner portion, that's where it's going to be located. Your tibialis anterior is this big meaty muscle that runs all the way from your knee down your leg, crosses over and into your... Don't need that right now. It connects down here in your arch area. Because your tibialis anterior is a much bigger muscle, it's probably where the majority of your pain is originating from. Let's jump into the second topic. What causes shin pain? Oh, why does it hurt so much? Well, your shins could be hurting because a combination of these 3 causes. First up, it could be a stress fracture in your tibia. By the way, this one's the least common, so I wouldn't worry too much about this one, but it's still good to know just in case. A full break in your bone. Oh, ooh, that hurts. Because your bones have a lot of nerve endings. But a stress fracture is not a full break to your bone, it's just a slight crack in your bone. Nevertheless, it's still very painful for the same reason. Your bones have a lot of nerve endings. The tibia bone is the main bone located in your lower leg around your shin muscles. A stress fracture found anywhere along your tibia bone could be the cause of your shin pain. Wacha! There wasn't really any point to that. I just wanted to do it. Yeah. Okay, anyways, the second reason may be micro tears along your shin muscles. Anytime that you're utilizing a muscle, there's minute muscle tears that occur along that muscle. In your shin area, that would either be the anterior tibialis or the posterior tibialis. There's a certain balance that you play out daily where you're exercising and then you're giving yourself time to rest. But let's say that balance gets out of whack and you're exercising too much and resting too little. You're not giving your shin muscles enough time to recover, which is going to compound these micro tears. And eventually it's going to get very painful, which leads into the third cause, overuse syndrome. That just means too much too soon. This is you, and you decided to get back into running. You start off the first week and you do 10 miles, but then the second week, you jump up to 30 miles, which causes your shins to be very sad and painful. The moral of the story is give yourself enough time to build up your weekly mileage and enough time to recover. Let's jump into the third topic. How does your body remove inflammation using hot and cold therapy methods? When you have shin splints, your shin area may be red, swollen, hot to the touch, ooh, or painful as well. This is when your body goes into healing mode and starts the inflammation response. I like to keep things simple. So here's the simple explanation of how the inflammatory response works. You've got a swollen muscle. A police cell arrives to the scene of the crime, sees that the muscle is injured, which causes it to release hormones that's going to attract the gang that will heal and build new muscles and connective tissue all along your shin. Gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology. It's healing time. So that you can get back to normal. Oh yeah. What hot and cold temperatures will do is two main things in your body: vasoconstriction and vasodilation. Both of these work together within your body to regulate your blood flow within your blood vessels, aka your arteries and your veins. Your body naturally does both of these processes, but when you apply an external cold temperature, this causes vasoconstriction, which just means that you're narrowing your blood vessels. And vice versa, when you're applying heat or hotter temperatures, it causes vasodilation, which is the opening of your blood vessels. Working together causes a pumping action. Essentially, what hot and cold therapy does is it accelerates the healing process of building new muscle and connective tissue by helping to remove inflammation byproducts such as dead tissue and to bring in more nutrients to build new tissue, as well as bring in more building henchmen to the affected area. Finally, without further ado, let's jump into the $35 Shin Splint treatment using a hot and cold therapy method that you can use at home. But first, let's head on over to the local supermarket to pick up the stuff you're gonna need for therapeutic heaven. Ooh, that sounds so nice.
Oh, yeah.
In case you're wondering, that's Maya right behind me where I bought all of my stuff.
We are back, baby! Now that we got everything that you need, let's take a look at the total cost. 2 buckets for your hot and cold water. 1 thermometer to check out how hot or cold is it. 4 ice packs to keep things nice and chill. 1 towel to keep the floor dry and to dry yourself off. Lots of tap water to fill up your buckets. A stopwatch to keep track of your time, which you can find on your cell phone or wristwatch. Finally, a pair of painful and sad shins. That comes to a grand total of... Wait a minute, I forgot to include taxes. Before we jump into it, first, a disclaimer. As you saw in the disclaimer, when in doubt, get it checked out by a professional to find out the severity of damage to your shins. Now let's jump into the good stuff. Into the contrast baths we go. With all the material that you just got, you're going to set up 2 buckets. One filled with hot water ranging from 100 to 115 degrees Fahrenheit, and the second bucket filled with cold water ranging from 45 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the reason that you picked up the thermometer, so that you know your water is within those ranges, because we don't want to go to any extremes and cause any kind of tissue damage. Not too hot and not too cold. You're going to be going for a total of 20 minutes. You're going to start off with 1 minute in the hot water, and then you're going for 1 minute in the cold water. We'll be focusing on one leg at a time, and you'll be going again from hot to cold for a total of 20 minutes. The goal with the hot is to cause vasodilation, so we're opening up your blood vessels. And the goal with the cold water is to close your vessels through vasoconstriction. Again, the goal is to accelerate the healing process within your shins by creating a pumping action. Hey, ho, 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 hey! Okay, let's jump into quickly demonstrating what you're gonna be doing. going to be focusing on my left leg. My left leg will start off in the hot water for 1 minute, and then it'll go into the cold water for 1 minute. I forgot my wristwatch to time myself, and we're ready to go. 3, 2, 1. Ooh. This one here is roughly, as you saw earlier, about 112, 113 degrees. Oh, that's feeling so nice. When we get to the cold, that's when it doesn't feel so nice. Okay, we're ready to jump ship and go. Ooh. Yeah, that felt great. The first few transitions to the cold water is gonna be like, oh my God, it feels horrible. Oh, I can't wait to get back to the hot water. Oh my God. I don't want to go back to the cold. It's so horrible. The first few seconds is not bad at all. It's when you're there for like past those 30 seconds, it's like, it just feels like they're beating on you with that one. Ooh. Now, by all means, you can do this double time where you have both of your legs in at the same time. So you're just rotating from one in the hot, one in the cold. All right, it looks like it's starting to heat up a little bit in there. So this is when we got to add our first ice pack in. Maintaining the cold, we're getting better. Nobody said this was going to be easy, right? But we want to get back to our running. Are we doing it? Yeah, we're doing it? Okay. Oh, double whammy. I don't even know what to think. I really don't know what to think. It's like heaven and hell at the same time. Ice pack number 2. Almost there. 3, 2, 1, time. Okay, that was interesting.
All right, just dry yourself off and you are good to go.
Congratulations, you made it through your first contrast bath. Now you might be wondering, how often should I be doing this? If you're feeling the pain consistently after consecutive runs, this is when you need to act. Because if you keep on waiting, the tissues surrounding your shins are just going to get more damaged and inflamed. This is when you need to do these contrast baths 5 to 7 days in a row. Within those 5 to 7 days, you're doing one 20-minute session and then evaluate your pain. You're not going to like this, but you need to cut back on your mileage as well. It's a multi-step process to get you back to running pain-free. Don't worry, we're going to cover more videos on this topic, so please stick around. And that's a wrap for today. It's time to live a little. Let's do something a little fun and crazy. Dunk time.
I hear you breathe, but I can't see if you're right here next to me. Something's wrong, wasn't it fun?
I don't know why I did that. If you found this video helpful, give it a big like. And if you haven't joined this amazing family, hit that subscribe button down there. As always, keep on running, champ. So please stop this recording. Oh, thank God. One more time with more energy. Let's get pumping. 3, 2, 1. Oh, yes, thank God.